Today's show, we're going over the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks. Today, we're going to be talking about, obviously, Lions and Rams. We're going to get into that. Dan Campbell spoke. What did he say? Anonymous general manager takes shot at Detroit. Lions injury news and a trade idea that I think is dumb. Let's go. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Because we're trying to get to 67,200 subscribers. We're at 67,100 right now. Maybe after this video, we can jump up there to 200 to continue to grow the channel. Subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the latest Lions news here. And we're going to talk and start with Tim Patrick. He spoke to the media. Interestingly enough, he was nearly not a Detroit Lion because the Denver Broncos nearly traded him to the New Orleans Saints. He spoke on this in the article here. He says, interesting from the new Lions wide receiver Tim Patrick. He said the Broncos told him that they were trying to work out a trade with the Saints when they decided to release him after the preseason. Burkett wrote, the two sides couldn't come to terms. Patrick decided to sign with the Detroit Lions practice squad. We heard rumors that Tim Patrick was being shopped. We thought were the Lions one of those teams. It didn't happen. He signed with the practice squad. Come to find out, it was New Orleans Saints. They liked him. They thought that he would add good depth to their locker room. And they didn't do it, and ultimately Tim Patrick became a Detroit Lion. So that one is interesting to me. Folks, how do you grade the signing of Tim Patrick to the Lions practice squad? A, B, C, D, or F? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue on here, and he talked about he doesn't feel like a Detroit Lion at this moment. It's an opportunity. If you can understand the playbook and you're the guy we think you are, you'll get an opportunity. Nothing is going to be handed. I'm still learning the playbook, still learning the way they do things here. I'm signed to the Detroit Lions, but I don't feel like a Detroit Lion yet because they do things different over here. That's intriguing considering the fact that when you look at the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, that is a descendant, as Dan Campbell, of Sean Payton, so they do things different over here. Well, look, Dan Campbell is definitely different than a Sean Payton, but it's interesting that they do things different and he's not fully invested, and we have the Lions way. It's not the Sean Payton way, the New Orleans way, or the Denver Broncos way. It's the Detroit Lions way, and we create our own culture. Unlike when we had Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, they tried to do the Patriot way, and it was a Patriot flop. Here, in this case, we did it the Lions way, and that's always a good thing. I want to talk really quick about the sponsor of today's video. That is Game Time. They have killer deals, last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed, and you can stop stressing and start getting hyped for the fun that you're going to have. Also, what's really cool about Game Time is they have Game Time picks, and right now their picks, for at least in my area, that's the Van Andel Arena, 30 minutes from where I live, only $38 to go to a WWE Raw event. Man, I love Game Time picks. It's easy to find and buy tickets for any kind of event in your area. That's sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the Game Time guaranteed, which means you're always getting the best prices. And if you find tickets in the same area section or less, Game Time is going to credit you 110% of the difference. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And in the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and if you move the phone left or right, you can see the surrounding area like a 3D live photo. So download Game Time. Go and put in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, download Game Time, go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports. You're going to get $20 off. Terms would apply. You got to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. The information is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. I talked about this in the live stream. I want to do it again. Anonymous NFL executive ranks the Detroit Lions in the bottom half of the league. They said, this GM said, They treat third down like second down, and that was something that became very public as they went deeper. This executive said teams are going to pick up on that, and they play tougher schedule, and there's more pressure on them, and we'll see what it looks like. I think that whereas Ben's done a great job over there is innovating, being creative, doing things. This is what Goff said. It hasn't necessarily been done before that we haven't seen on film. This is the new ideas. So this guy is coming out and trying to say that the Lions are going to be the 9th best team in the NFC. We do things just differently, and so teams are going to pick it up on second and third down. First off, this is sour grapes, and I do believe it is. If it's a real general manager, it's probably the Packers. This guy has been taking shots at Detroit franchise for a couple years now. He's salty as a mug, and that's probably because we jumped him for Brian Branch and Terrion Arnold. They're salty. They've been taking shots. This general manager has. Says, well, because we third down like a second down. You're just missing the fact that we have a lot of talented players on this team. Sam Laporta, Jared Goff, the offensive line's best in football. Our running game and Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, the development now of Jameson Williams and more. They discount that and say that it's just a scheme thing when it's not. We have great players. You can have a great scheme and be, okay, good. But we're a great offense. That's because you have a great scheme with a great roster together and well coaching. That's what it is. So it's not we're just going to get caught up and we're going to start stinking the place up. That's not how it works. I, throughout the years, could easily look at a Lions game and tell you who in what they're going to do. Run, pass, punt. I think we all have done that as Lions fans, seeing the predictability of the Lions offense, and we get irritated. When it comes to Ben Johnson, that's not the case. They'll run it on 4th and 5. This team is different from all other teams, and they do things differently. So this idea that we treat second down like third down, that's not the case. We'll run it on first down. We'll pass it on second down. We'll pass it on first down. We'll run it on fourth down. We do whatever they feel the matchup is. That's what they do, and Jared Goff distributes the football to the open receiver. So discounting the talent, discounting the players in the team is exactly being salty, and that's just the facts of the bottom line there. What do you guys think about this anonymous general manager? Do you think he is salty? Put S for salty. Put N for no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The injury report here. Lauren Strickland did not practice due to thumb. Probably not going to be playing in this game. He is our number 5 safety. So, yeah, it may be, I guess, special teams, but it doesn't have much of an effect on our team. Ideauto Melifonwu did practice limited. He's dealing with an Achilles. Unclear if he plays. I'm going to assume he doesn't play in the game. They want to be cautious with Achilles. You want to be smart because you don't want to hurt this thing and make it last throughout the whole season. But he did do limited. DJ Reader was limited as well in practice. I think he does play with limited snap count, but I think he does play, and that's going to be awesome because the Lions are going against a depleted offensive line for the Rams, and our defensive line looks like it could be fully healthy with Marcus Davenport and DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, players whom are generally speaking you wouldn't expect is able to be doing and performing in this game, and that's going to be such a big boost for the Lions there. And also, the Rams lost one of their starting safeties to IR, so he's not going to be playing anymore, and that's Darius Williams. They're dealing with a lot of injuries over there. I don't know what is going on with the Rams, so he's not going to be playing in this game. Blockbuster trade proposal sends Davante Adams to the NFC for a 23-year-old speedster. Here it is. Everyone wants to see Davante Adams on the Jets, and the idea of pairing Aaron Rodgers' familiar face of Adams makes sense. Valentino wrote to August 29 column, but the Detroit Lions are America's team right now, so putting 31-year-old in the league's most fun offense is a better fit. Detroit should be all in, and its wide receiver 2 situation isn't up to snuff for a Super Bowl run. In the scenario, the Raiders would get a 2025 second-round pick and wide receiver Jameson Williams. Detroit's cap situation is healthy enough to absorb Adams' $16 million base salary right now, and the minor trimming in the future makes palatable deal, Valentina wrote. He has $0 guaranteed beyond the season, and restructuring could make a contract more favorable. This is a terrible idea. First off, it's not going to happen, and it's a terrible idea. Why is this not going to happen? You're going to send the Raiders a second-round pick, a high-value pick, and Jameson Williams for a 31-year-old Devante Adams. Jameson Williams, who is on a rookie deal, who is 23 years old, who we have developed the last 2 years, invested time and energy into this player, just to send him away for a long-in-the-tooth wide receiver who's at the end of the career? So you send away a cheap player in the beginning of the year and a second-round pick for an end-of-the-year player who's 31. Yes, he's talented, 100%. But why on God's green earth would you send Jameson Williams to the Raiders? You spent all this time, and you're then going to trade him? Now, I got to ask you something for real. Do you actually think Brad Holmes would make a move like that? Sending a high draft pick, a young player who they traded up for an older veteran. Does that sound like Brad Holmes? Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no's. Also, subscribe. Let's get to 67,200. If you're watching this and not subscribed, might as well do it. We do Lions content all the time. The Lions are not going to do this. It doesn't make any sense at all. 0 cents to do this. It would be a terrible decision. You essentially would be, I think probably could be a downgrade in receiver and just giving up a draft pick. And I mean downgrade for this year. It potentially could be. I don't see envision this happening at all. At all. And I really can't wait to see you guys' thoughts on this one for sure. Folks, we're dropping videos every single day. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. With that said, folks, adios.